the House Oversight Committee has, subpoenaed some people. They want to hear from the FBI director. They want to hear from the Secret Service president, in charge. And we're seeing that play out. The Senate is also taking, their reins. So, they also want to talk to Homeland Security as well. So they want to figure out why this was able to happen. There's a lot of rumors that are going around. So they want to, understand the gravity of the situation.
Welcome to Reporter's Notebook, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top reporters about the headlines they're covering this week. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with congressional reporter Samantha Jo Roth. And Samantha Jo, you wrote a story this week about how there was a lot of pushback among DNC delegates from this plan from the Democratic National Committee to potentially move up that virtual roll call for solidifying President Joe Biden's nomination. What are you hearing?
Yeah, a lot of them are very frustrated, and I will say that they're not just frustrated even with them moving it up, and they did delay it a couple of days at this point, but they're frustrated that there's even a virtual roll call at all. A lot of times you do this in the convention hall, and so they wanted to be able to have a healthy debate about, who is at the top of the ticket. And I will tell you, I've talked to delegates from Arizona, North Carolina, all across the country, and a lot of them are very frustrated. They feel like it is an effort for the DNC to covertly ensure that Biden becomes the nominee without, people talking about it. So they're frustrated. There are a number of, I will say, not everyone is frustrated. There are a number of them who say, enough is enough. We need to just get on with this. Let's nominate him and let's stop. Our party should stop pulling itself apart and let's move forward. So not everyone feels that way, but a lot of people are talking. And I will say there was an effort earlier in the week from House Democrats who had written a letter pushing for the DNC to delay the process. So they were very happy to see it was pushed back a couple of days. Some of them still say, let's get rid of the virtual process completely.
I think it's safe to say that the let's just move on attitude is not pervasive on Capitol Hill. We're seeing more and more prominent Democrats come out and suggest that it is time for Joe Biden to step aside. Why do you think we're seeing that sort of vibe shift now, weeks after the debate, when we haven't really seen a major flub from President Joe Biden since the debate?
Well, I think these conversations, as you know, are all going on behind the scenes. We've seen some lawmakers like Representative Adam Schiff, who is running to be California senator. He is a very prominent Democrat who came out. But then we're starting to hear the leaks from, Senator Chuck Schumer and, Hakeem Jeffries. So I think these conversations were ongoing. All this entire time, we just didn't hear about them. And now it kind of feels like there are leaks that are feeling to be a little bit, it's just the drip, drip, drip of each of the Democrats coming out. So we will see. It definitely feels like some of the Democrats I've spoken with have said they do not feel like this can continue at this rate without completely hurting Biden's prospects. They feel like, something has to happen and that we can't continue at this rate. When, where, who, what? Not sure yet.
Also on Capitol Hill, there are multiple investigations into the security failures that allowed an assassin to get a shot off at Donald Trump, killed a rally goer, injured some more this past week. What are you hearing on Capitol Hill about what lawmakers want to know from the Secret Service?
Yeah, they want to know a lot. The House Oversight Committee has, subpoenaed some people. They want to hear from the FBI director. They want to hear from the Secret Service president, in charge. And we're seeing that play out. The Senate is also taking, their reins. So, they also want to talk to Homeland Security as well. So they want to figure out why this was able to happen. There's a lot of rumors that are going around. So they want to, understand the gravity of the situation. We also saw, some senators at the RNC who actually confronted the Secret Service, talking about this. So that was, a pretty prominent moment that we saw that happened on Wednesday, I believe. So I think you can expect over the next couple of weeks there are going to be hearings, there's going to be briefings, all senator briefings, and they're trying to figure out why exactly the Secret Service didn't get to this guy before he was able to get a couple shots out.
Based on what little we've seen, you mentioned that scene at the RNC of the senators accosting the Secret Service director, and the bipartisan concern that this is maybe reflective of greater weaknesses within the agency. When Congress returns and there's greater focus on this, do you expect the pressure to grow on the Secret Service director to step aside?
I think so. So far, we've only really heard Republicans who are calling for her to step aside. Once these lawmakers get some more information about how and why this was able to happen, I think that's going to be when potentially we see maybe Democrats join. But there was a major lapse here, whether it was with the Secret Service agents on the ground or their coordination with local officials. Something went wrong here, and when something goes wrong, somebody has to pay for it. So we'll find out.
We'll see. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more reporting from Samantha Joe and the rest of the political team at WashingtonExaminer.com.